Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am.
Anurag, you haven't sent me the yesterday's attendance.
Ma'am, actually, I'm noting down the roll numbers of all the students, and after half an hour, I'm just uh, maintaining that in the Excel sheet as well.
You will write with your in handwriting. You are writing the number. You are not taking the snapshots.
Yes, ma'am. I have noted down all the roll numbers.
You just forward me the snapshots because I have to forward it to somewhere else. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Take the snapshots of every attendance.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Avni Gupta. Avni. Avni Gupta.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
बेटा आपने इंस्टॉल कर लिया है यार अपने सिस्टम पे? अवनी?
Hello. Hello.
Is the voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
आपने इंस्टॉल कर लिया यार? Have you installed the R?
Yes, ma'am. मैम प्रोग्राम्स चल रहे हैं.
Okay.
पापा पता नहीं पापा हम समाधान लग रहा है.
So let's start with today's lecture. So in today's lecture, we'll see how we'll perform the reading and writing operations in R. And then suppose a default database is available, then how to read that. And if you want to import and export some data, how to do this. And how to create your new file, how to write in a different files. So actually in R, there are so many database that is by default available. And that database is called the building databases. Apart from the building databases, there are some packages in which the relevant data set is available depending upon the package. The suppose a time series package you are working with time series forecasting, so you have to import a time series package, and in that time series package there are some default databases. Like there are so many databases. Like if you are working with decision tree, you have to install the relevant package for the decision tree, and there is by default some data sets are available. Okay, so to see what are the data sets which are available, we have to use a command data. If we just write data in our script file and we run it, then we'll get the listing of the databases which is already present with our package. And there is one line descriptions are also present, how the data is, how you can describe that particular data, that description is already included in the file. So we have the building databases. To check what are the building databases, we just to go for the library. Library syntax is always used when you want to include some library. Suppose you want to use some package. So first of all, you have to install the package, import the package, and after installing the package, we use the library. In C program, what we do? We write the header files. Apart hash include header file. In R, what we do? We write a library, and within the brackets, we have to pass the library which we want to include. Okay. So building databases, to check what are the different types of building databases, we just write library help is equals to data sets, and that is included into double quotes. It will gives you all the data sets that are available to in your library. Okay. So suppose one of the data set is chick weight. Okay, if you want to have the details of chick weight, you just write a question mark and the name of the data set. This is one of the data set. You can check the details of any data set. You just write the question mark and put the name of the data set. If you do this command, it will tell you elaboration of the data set. What is data set is all about, what are the different fields in the data set. These can all be checked by using this help, this question mark. Okay, so this is the some kind of snapshot. This is included here. If you click on the question mark and the name of the data set here is chick weight. So it will provide me a description of chick weight. Suppose I want to extract some of the rows of a data set. We have to write the name of the data set. Suppose we have taken the data set chick weight and the rows we want to extract is 1 to 15. It will show me 15 records. This is a sequence. As I told you how to define a sequence by using a colon function. We can define a sequence. Okay, so whatever rows or whatever records you want to extract, you just give into the index value. It will give you the number of rows which you want to extract. Okay. Then after built-in data sets, we have the contributed data sets. Like as I told you, there are so many packages. In these packages, there are some relevant data sets which are already available, in which you can perform the function which are included into a package. Okay. So there are some data set which can be taken from the taken as a contributed data sets, because that was included by the author which that writes that particular packages, and that package includes some of the standard data sets. Like one of the packages T-series. This is also T-series package is also related to the time series data set. You know what is time series data set? Time series data sets are basically those data sets in which every observation is recorded at particular time interval. Suppose I am taking a monthly data set. Monthly data set means suppose I want to build a data set that is a monthly data set recording the data of a fuel. So suppose if we are recording the data at fuel reading at month 1, fuel reading at the month 2, fuel reading at the month 3, like equal interval is there. Month, every digit or every entry is a particular interval apart. So we called it a time series data. So one of the package from time series data is T series. If that data is not installed in your R Studio or with your R system, you can write the syntax like this: install dot packages, or within the bracket you have to name the package. Okay, if you run this command, then what happened, that the package which you want to install will be installed in your R system. Okay, if the package is installed in your system, then you can include as a library. Okay, suppose I write a library T series. After installing this package, then it will include it into my script file. So one of the data sets which is available in this package T series is your ice.river. If you write data within the bracket ice.river, it will tell you the whole data set named as ice.river. If you want to extract only 5 rows, you just write ice.river within the bracket 1:5. This will show me a 5 different rows. So there, this is all about the data sets which are already present, or data sets which are included in the packages. So how we perform the reading of external data files? External data files means you are creating some data files like in Excel or in a text file or in the comma separated files. In such a type of data, if you want to read it, you can use certain commands to read the external file data. How can you? The first one is a table format. The table format generally used to read the data from text files. Okay, in this there are 2-3 default options. The one is header. Header is the first heading or the first name of the entities are called header. Then we have delimiters. Delimiters is a separated entities with each other. All the entries begins and end is called your delimiters. Then we can have a missing values. We have seen some special values. There are 4 special values I have told you in the last class as infinity value, not a number value, not available value, and null value. Okay. Suppose in a data set, if the value is not available, you can denote it by a certain symbol or just write a NA here. It will tell you the value is not available at the particular field. Okay. So suppose if I have a text file, these are the some entries in the text files. How to read a text file? We just write, this is the name of the object in which we want to read that file. So we can give any name. I have given the my data file name in which we do read.table. This is the syntax to read the text file, read.table, where we have to give a file name. The file name is my data file.txt. Then I will show you a header. Header is equals to true means there are some headings or the entity names are there. SAP is denote your separation. Na.string means the not available strings are denoted by asterisk sign, and a string as factors equals to false. String as factors equals to false means that the values which are stored in a string format will not be included as a factor vector. Okay. How to do this? If you run this command, so we read the table. The name of the table is my data file, and these are the values which are stored: person, age, funniness, and your age dot month. Suppose these are the values which is not available. We have denoted it by the NA. Suppose here the age is not present, here the degree of fineness is not present. It is denoted by NA. What you need to do is, I have written directly file is equals to my data file.txt. But if your file is located at some other position, which is not as your as a working directory, okay, so you have to give a complete path to read the file. Otherwise, your file will not be loaded. Okay. So first of all, either set your working directory as the folder in which your file is present, or give the complete address of the file from which the value should be read. Okay. So this is one of the command to read it. One more option of reading is that you can, there is a default option present in a environment section, and that option is import dataset. From the import dataset, you can browse the location of your computer, and from that you can select your dataset. Okay. If you import the dataset, these are some default operations that will directly run. You need not to run. You just select it and you just load the dataset. Then we have the reading of the spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are generally present in Excel. Because we don't have directly access to Excel, we convert into a comma separated files. Like this is, suppose this is some Excel sheet. If you want to read it by using the command lines, then you have to write a convert it into the comma separated file. Like if you want to read it, the spread is the name of the spreadsheet in which you want to store the data. Then for reading the spread comma separated file, we write read.csv. Okay, CSV file. Then the name of the file is there. Header is false, as I told you, there is no header. If you look at this data set, there is no header. So we make it header is equals to false, and string as a factor is equals to true. So whenever there is a string, this will make a logical grouping of that. Okay. So one more way of reading the Excel is the same way. In the environment section, you can go for the import database tab, where you can read the Excel file directly. How you read it? Because it will by default include a library function, and that is read Excel. As I told you, whenever you want to read Excel, you have to include a certain library or the package, and that package is read Excel. If you select from a default option, this package will automatically load it, and it will perform an instruction read.excel and the name of the Excel file, and it will finally view that data. We are not considering the plots here. Writing out the data sets. The writing is as simple as we are performing the reading. In the writing of the data set, you just write.table. For the text file, just write.table. Give any text file name and the new text file name. It will create a new file. Suppose if you want to change some options into the text file, then you can use this is the stored data file. This is the name of new data file. Separation. In the separation, I am not making blank. I am making the @ sign. Whenever there is entity separated by different entity, @ will include it. Here the any not available value is denoted by double question marks. The code is equals to false, and the row dot names equals to false. Here the row names equals to false, making there will be no numbering onto the name. And codes equals to false. The strings which are available will not be included into double quotes. So write.table operation is used to create a new text file. Similarly, to create a new CSV file, we write the write.csv, name of the old file and name of the new file which you want to create. I will show you all these operations in the RStudio. As I told, suppose if you want to see the how many data sets are available, so we just click data and blank brackets. This will show me the number of different data sets. If you see data sets in the package data sets, these are all included. These are the name of the data sets and their one-line description. As we are considering the chick weight data set, this is the weight versus age of chicks on a different diets. Okay, so this data set is all about weight versus age of chicks of different diets. Like similarly, we have lots of data sets which are by default available. I think Kanchan Chaudhary is not studying. He is doing something in the kitchen. Kanchan, your video is on by default. So you guys are doing lots and lots of things while taking lectures. Kanchan, are you there? Are you listening? Okay, anyways. Those who are studying, study. So there are some packages, and there by default a single a line of description is also included. Okay. So one more thing is the library helps equals to data sets. If you do this, it will show you the package data sets, and these are the different data sets which are present. Okay. As I told you, if you want to extract suppose 1 to 15 rows, then we can write 1 to 15. At the console window, it will show me starting 15 rows of the data sets. You just change the index, you can extract the different rows. To install a package named T-Series, First of all, as I told you, you have to install the package or install.package t-series. In my system, this is already installed, so I need not to extract this. I just include the library t-series and help t-series. Library t-series, it will give me, if you install it, it will remap something. It will take some few minutes for installation, and then you can include as a library function. Okay. The data sets which is present in t-series is eyes.river. If you write this question mark eyes.river, it will tell you, like in the here in the file section, this is Icelandic river data, and the data is a description of the data is available here. You can see the description is contained the Icelandic river data, uses is this, the format, details, sources, and differences is also present in the data set. We can run this to extract the data sets, data eyes.river and eyes.river 1:5. So it will give me the data sets, which is 5 values are there. This is a T-series data sets documentation. These are some files. Just close it. So how we need to do this? To read the database, you have to first check your directory. Okay, the directory can be checked here also. You can go to the section and set working directory. From this, you can choose your working directory. You can assign a new working directory, or you just write get working directory. If you write it, get working directory, my working directory is like this. Okay, this is the path of my working directory. Okay. If you want to set a working directory, you just write the complete path. Okay. Always remember to set a working directory path, you just use the backslash. Okay. Don't use the forward slash. If you take the forward slash for separation, the path will not set. Always use the backslash to set the path. This is set working directory is used, set wd is used to set the path. And suppose as we have already this working directory, if some other directory will be there, we have to set a path, okay, where the data set is present. So to read the file from the table, in this folder, in your course material folder, I have a text file, and the name of text file is mydatafile.txt. We just run this file, you can see we have this file. But as you can see, this reading of the file is false, because it will create a new header for this. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5s are the new header which is created by default. Because I just give the file name, I have not included any other information. In NA values, asterisks are present, but it will consider my entities as a first row, which is by default false. So what we need to do is, we need to write the header is equals to true. It means the first row will be considered as header. Then I'll give a separation here. If you write a separation, this much space will be created at each entries. Then na.string is equals to asterisk. It means not available values are denoted by asterisk. And string as a factor is equals to false. Means the names which are present as a string will not be considered as a factor. Let's run this. Invalid separation is there. Let's check. So this will created my data file. Now let me check how the changes are performed in this data file. You can see there are the changes, because of now the header is true. So the first row will be considered as a header. In place of asterisk, the value which is displayed is NA. NA is not available value. One more thing that I told you, you can import the data set. From the import, you go the text पे. Anurag, maybe you have some problem, है ना? In your network connection. Is everyone facing the same problem? His voice is not clear? Reply me in chat. Is the voice is clear or not? Okay, so most of them are getting the clear voice. Okay. So let's start. As I'm telling you how you can import the data sets. You go to the environment section where there is an import data set option is there. You just go to the import data set option and you just select the data sets. So I'm going into the course material file where my file is located, and we have a text file. So my text file name is my dataset file.txt. As I opened it now, it will show me this kind of window. Like here by default it is encoding is automatic, heading is yes or no, because heading are there. So we have taken as heading is equals to true. Okay, yes. So row names are automatic, separations are the white spaces, and this. One more thing is that if you see like this, na data frame, you will find asterisk signs are there. Na dot string is equals to asterisk. So what we have the asterisk value, we just change it with the asterisk. Okay. So now it will show me in place of asterisk, it will show me an NA value. Like import it. As we import it, it will give me by default this code will execute it and it will give me this text file here. As I change asterisk with the NA value, so wherever in look, whatever will be the locations where the values are not present is replaced with NA value. So this is my text file we have read. So you can read the text file by two means, either by importing the data sets from the particular location, or you just write the command read dot table. Okay. So one more thing is to read the data from Excel sheet. To write the Excel sheet data, as I told you, you have to include some library. If you are not including the library, you have to convert the Excel file into the comma separated files, and then you can read it. As I already converted into comma separated file, we use read.csv. The name of file is spread.csv. The header is false, and string as a factor is equals to 2. Within this, it will give me this file. As we don't have the headers, so it by default created v1, v2 as a header, and these are my values which is present into the set. And suppose if you want to read the Excel sheet directly, you will go to the import section, go from Excel, browse here. You just browse it. It will give me, suppose this is a data file, data.excel you want to read, you just open it. It will show me your data. So these are the data files which I stored. These are the data files which I am importing. You just click the import and the data. So this is the data which is present in your data.excel file. Age, data, gender, salary. Okay. So you can read the Excel sheet also by two means, either convert into the comma separated file and write read.csv, or you can directly import it from the environment. The next section is how to write it. I have told you two commands for writing. The writing is write.table for text file and write.csv for comma separated files. You have to give a previously stored file name, text file name, and this is a new file name, new file.txt. Here, the new file I've taken is output.csv. If we run this command, then what happened? It will show me the new file and the output file. Now, if we want to check whether this file is created or not created, we have to go and check into the folder. If we check into the folder, so we'll have the output.csv file here, and one more file is new file.txt. If you want to check it, this is a new file. You just open into the text file. Similarly, we can have another file which is output.csv. So in this manner, you can create a new file and you can write new data sets. Is there anyone who has any query? Any queries, students?
Hello.
Okay, that's all with today's lecture. Actually, that's all with the unit 1. There are 2 headings which are remaining: aggregation and correlation. I will tell you when I will tell you the machine learning chapter. Na? In that, I will tell you what are these aggregation and correlation operation, how to perform these 2. Okay, so we have completed with your unit 1. Now I will let you know the assignment. Okay, on the next one, I will share one assignment based on the chapter 1. Okay, thank you, everyone.